Don't I... I think I forgot to level this Arclight. I had the money as well. I also put some crawlers here because the Stormcrawlers were still hitting their shots in the first salvo. It's about half. Anyway, the Arclights are now starting to feast on leveled Wasps. They are, however, not yet really going to town on the tanks. That said, they are starting to do that now. However, my opponent does have, because of the shielded Wasps, he had enough delay in the Wasp, in the carry Arclight, so that now that I have a bare bones carry Arclight army, and he has ranged marksmen that can take care of them pretty easily. So once again, my HP pool is down to 190 now. Even leveling that Arclight would not have done much. Electromagnetic Blast comes out. Definitely a good choice for my opponent. It will, like, I'm not, well, maybe not even. Because you can bet that I'm going to shield if he picks it or not. So maybe just not picking it, and simply the threat of it existing is good enough. However, it will turn off his Wasp shields unless he gets like Overlords with photon emission. He's grabbing himself both of these upgrades, so his army is pretty powerful. But I have a bit of, and this is why I absolutely enjoy these Arclights here. And maybe why this is actually not the right choice for my opponent. I can just shield on the fortresses. And now my carry arcs are safe and my fortresses are also safe. I also started selling off the Wasps. I did that in the previous rounds as well. Because they weren't really, like, what will I really use them for? They kind of distract the marksman a bit, but that's about all. Getting some oil. Because if it's a finisher round like this one, I'm thinking automatically almost that my opponent is going to hit this button. He does not indeed. EMP hits and it hits hard. All of these Wasps now have no more shields and they join the fight later. And they will be more vulnerable to the Fortress AA as well as the Arclights. It is an absolute Wasp massacre out there. Now I have a bit of chaff left alive and there is a lot of Fortress health moving in. So this round is looking pretty amazing. And if my opponent, that is what I like about the oil here as well. If my opponent decides to go for fire next round, he better be having some sort of strategy to not shoot at this spot where my crawlers are, because he's gonna have an army on fire if he does that. So it's basically, I think of it as a bit of a anti-fire ward for one round. The oil isn't particularly amazing because it slows down my army, but honestly it doesn't really matter because, well, there's too much health on that fortress for the lone marksman here. My opponent is going for some added Mustangs. I guess he's thinking about chaff clear. I would have bet otherwise he might have just hit this button because chaff really was a problem here. I have a ton of money this round. Like, I have an absolute ton of money. He's leveling his tanks. Though I'm not sure how good they are. By the way, he did wait a round. I didn't even notice. He waited a round on Electromagnetic Blast. I'm not sure what for. Maybe he wanted me... I guess that is a strategy. Maybe he wanted me to waste shields this round. And then next round he can hit me with the EMP while I have less money. But the fact that I went for fortresses alongside the carry arcs means that I just don't have to worry about putting shields. I can just put more fortresses down. He's going for a double shot on the marksmen, so they will be doing a lot more damage. And the fire does indeed come out. I guess he is going for that. Oh yeah, he's basically thinking about, well, you burn me, I burn you. Let's see who gets it worse. I think I forgot to sell wasps this round, didn't I? Maybe I sold something else. Anyway, the damage is definitely showing the damage from the marksman. I have Fortress Fists now. And Fortress Fists hurt. Like a lot. These aren't just level 1 fortresses, some of these have lit level 3. So each fist is doing 45,000 damage. That is going to annihilate everything. Fortress fist AoE hits the tower. That is another advantage. And now my opponent is in real trouble. Next tower debuff. This side has been cleaned up, and this side has also been cleaned up, and a lot of XP on my Arclights is being maintained. I guess the fortresses on their own do a lot of give a lot of XP. Range Specialist, it's now 400 and only gives 10. But it does come out, and that means some of these Arclights are going to hit, what is this, level 6? 5, 6... Yeah, I think level 6 is the highest. Oh, wait, oh, maybe this one with level 7. Yeah, it will have a very good amount of range. Almost 200 meters. It's still possible to hit 200 meters if you get a ranged specialist. Am I out of money already? Not yet, but I really don't have much to spare. My opponent is going for some crawlers, and he's putting acid on those crawlers. Very easily to see why. He wants to use them against my fortresses. He's putting them basically right in front of my fortresses here, because he hopes to burn them down with the acid. It does 250% damage. I'm not exactly sure what mechanical rage is for. Maybe it's so that I can't replicate on his crawlers? Not sure why. Even if I can hit the same and just replicate off his crawlers anyway. But I don't think that would be worthwhile to do. I think it's just wasted money to go for this, or was it an upgrade that came out earlier? If so, I completely didn't notice and think there was never any purpose for it. Other than like in round 1 or 2 maybe. So what are you doing? Are you just sitting on that money? Ah, he's getting range from the Mustangs. Makes sense, makes sense. The oil in front, I'm a bit scared. It also helps the Mustangs clean up their crawlers a lot more quickly. And the delayed crawlers are definitely putting patches of acid everywhere. But is it enough? Scorpion here. I honestly think he should have either sold it or given it some upgrades. Double shot on that Scorpion would do really nicely into all of this. But I think it's just not enough. If you have a high-level Scorpion into high-level fortresses, it needs upgrades. Fist, once again, after everything has been blown apart, is hitting the tower. And that might be what allowed me to win this round. Nah, I think I would have won it as anyway. But it definitely would not have been as dominant as it actually was with all of these carry arcs surviving. Intensive training comes out, but Acid Blast, I mean, why not? My opponent is going into acid, and I think it did a good job. He's putting it on his side on the map, so there's no way I can block it. However, in the same round, and that is kinda unlucky for my opponent, there is photon emission. So I'm throwing it here. I don't know which side he's going to pick, or if he's going to throw it in the middle. He does throw it in the middle, obviously. I sold the last pack of wasps. I'm not sure if it was this round or maybe a round ago. These Arclights are definitely now getting their last upgrade, Charge Shot. I think it fit with the money perfectly. And my board is ready. 5 fortresses and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 carry Arclights. Symmetry. I love symmetry. It has been achieved and it is grand. Well, not entirely symmetrical. Like there's a level more here, here or there. But overall, this is about as symmetrical as you can reasonably expect things to get. Both on my side and my opponent's side. I think he should have sold the Scorpion. Or put more on the board and countered the fortresses with that. He now gets acid on the Scorpion, but there kinda already is enough acid. I think he really... Oh, he does not have double shot. Well, my friend, that's an oversight. In my opinion, at least. He did get additional health on the tanks, but does that matter? If he had EMP on the Sledges, I think I would have called that a decent move. Anyhow, the fortresses are moving in, and they ain't stopping for nothing. Other than to shoot at things, I guess. The wasps are still annoying, but the carry arcs are taking care of it. Wow, the fists just annihilate the entire middle. However, my opponent still has some tanks left, and I only have a single fortress. The shield is definitely helping a lot. And once again, the fortress just AoEs the tower. And with that, I think all hope my opponent had winning this round has been lost. Now, this is not enough to win it, though. So we are going to round number 12. There's acid here. There's acid everywhere, basically, and nukes comes out. Well, duh. What do you expect? No nuke in the very likely last round. However, once more, I have an advantage. I have fortresses out, and that's another reason why I really enjoy fortresses. You just have free shields all the time, so combat powers, you are a lot less vulnerable to that. The opponent can throw EMP on your battlefield with combat powers, but you have shield. They can throw nukes in, but if your shields last long enough, I guess into this board it's highly unlikely, but you're still probably going to have something. Oil is also back off cooldown. Opponent's oil is still on cooldown. He now gets additional scorpions. He has acid up front. Yeah, he definitely wants to break these fortress shields. But I think, honestly, I think elite marksmen would have done more. Some of these are obviously level 6. They've been killing a lot of levels of fortresses. So I definitely think that it would have been worth more to invest into more upgrades on the elite marksman than it would have been to invest into marksmen and scorpions. You kind of have to pick a lady here. Since my opponent flanked me last round, I do take the liberty of flanking him as well and diverting some damage away from the front line. Yeah, there is acid absolutely everywhere. Fire does come down, but will it even be ignited? I'm not sure. I guess once the fortresses have moved in far enough, it will. Shields on the fortresses did last, and some of the carry arc lights got destroyed because they were outside of the shield range. I guess that is not particularly good. But now they are moving in through the front, and there's absolutely nothing left to stop them. The fortresses just move through the middle, take out both towers, tank everything, and they just annihilate. And that is the last round. So yeah, carry arcs and carry forts. I guess maybe not that no, they are carry forts. They don't have their own, because fortresses do actually have, as a tech option, elite marksmen as well. So technically you could have both elite marksmen arclights and elite marksmen fortresses. But to put it just bluntly, they have free techs. Some of these are level 4. These are definitely carry fortresses, even without the elite marksman tech. So there you have it. That's why I absolutely love this unit composition. I'm not sure how good or bad it holds up at higher MMR levels, but I definitely enjoy it. And when it works, it can work beautifully. So that was... I think it's been a while since that happened, but I could be wrong. That has been a good turnaround at 190 HP for me. And my opponent, I bet, is just a tiny bit annoyed, probably, at the carry arc lights here. But hey, it happened to me last game as well. It happens to all of us, probably. Anyway, thanks for watching and listening. And until next time.